Good evening, Toopsie. Fucking whoopsies. How's it going? How are you going, D? Fucking raging. Been jumping about like Zebedee all day, doing high kicks, side kicks. Fucking probably should stay in the house so I'm not looking to fight a fucking stray staffy or something. Do you know what I mean? The day just turned to fucking shit with that fucking mano. It fucked my whole day. I've no tidied my living room. I've no done nothing. I sat down and I cried, and I sat down and I felt sorry for myself. All my pals are busy. They've got commitments or something, and I've got no wains. And I was going to get my house tidied. I was going to be productive. You know what I mean? I was even going to think about jumping up on the train to see my pal Darren. You know, and do something. Do you know what? The day just turned to. And on a serious note, I really felt on the edge, and I get sent this book, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to read this book. I've practically read the full book, right? I've not finished it yet, but I've practically read the whole full book. And it's Paul, and it's heroine to hero. And it's all about a guy that became a Scot. That's the soldier he was, he's there, do you know what I mean? Front of there, totally after being a heroin addict. Very rare fucking mad story. Personally, I think he's been too humble, and that's why the story's not quite out there. It's remarkable, guys. If you have actually ever been through addiction, I really honestly suggest you get this book. Not only does it have a very, 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 very cutthroat, straight to the bone, no airs and graces, very much sometimes reading it you're like, wow, there's different things, right? Well, Marie, you will know him. He was a heroin addict for 7 years, you know what I mean? No hope left. He went through all that, then he became a soldier. He's now selling this book that he's written himself. However, he's not taking a single bit of the profits apart from what he needs to put back in to maybe write his next book or whatever. He's not taking a wage for it. He's not just sinking the profits in his bank. He's got proof of the money he's already donated with the sales already, right? With the sales already that's been hung with, he's already donating that to the homeless. Alright, so he's not even taking money for this book. He's very humble, and I feel that's why this book hasn't got the coverage that it deserves. But wait till I read you this, right? At 41, I never thought I would get round to finish my book. But growing up in Edinburgh and becoming an addict, the life I thought I was designed for took a dramatic turn. I feel I have to tell my story to help others. I'm now a happily married man with a loving family settled in Fife. This book is written from the heart. I have put all I have written in this book, and it has taken me 14 years to complete. I became addicted to heroin at the age of 18, and I thought my life was over. But here I am with a story to be told, and hopefully with a message in there for anyone struggling with addiction, suicide and depression, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. My journey was not easy, and there are both physical and mental scars to prove it. You're right, there is, mate. But I'm the man I am today because of all that I've overcome. If this book can help just one person, then I will feel my struggles won't have been in vain. I joined what I, in my heart, is the finest regiment in the British Army, the Scots Guards, and to this day feel proud to have served. I am humbled by the support of my loving family, and I hope you can experience it along with me. You read my story. All proceeds for this book is going towards the ending the homeless. Now, I got to this book, this bit in chapter 26 today, and that's when I actually felt a tear, because I actually feel like that right now. Probably because I'm due my period, probably because I'm sitting myself, probably because I've been through addiction, probably because somebody tried to bump me for a paddling pool, probably, what if. But I'm probably sitting in the place that he's been through recovery in different ways, and I'm not settled down yet, and I'm not married, and I'm all these things. I joke about sex and I do all these things. I would love to find the other half of my soul and spend the rest of my life with him and see where that takes us to. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that he has that. So here in chapter 26, I never thought I'd get married. I always saw myself consumed by drugs, and women might be a part of my life. There were very few women I would have considered settling down with, and as it turns out, nobody made me happy. That changed when I met my wife, Stephanie. I wouldn't be the man I am today without her. I'm hard work for anyone. I fucking feel dead emotional. I'm during my period, so just ignore me, right? I'm hard work for anyone, but Steph knew how to take me. When I needed to vent, she would listen. Holy fuck. Probably because I just crave this shit so much. When I needed to vent, she would listen. And most importantly, didn't judge me for using drugs. That wouldn't have worked, but thankfully it was never a problem. I don't drink and I don't take Valium, as these drugs that I know she doesn't like me on. She is okay with painkillers because they ease my back pain. I had my addiction problems for years, as I thought I'd snap out of it. That took longer than expected, but it did happen. We did discuss my use of cannabis, and I didn't want anyone to think I was going to end back up on heroin. As in for some people's eyes, that's how it all begins. For me, it was on medicinal purposes, as it allowed me to reduce my tablets. It worked for a while, but then I put it back out and laid up for a month. I could reduce my tablets over weeks and months, but all was lost when the pain was severe. I needed morphine one time, but I ended up on 23 tablets a day. It's a vicious cycle. Without the pain in my back, I don't think I'd take any drugs. Smoking tobacco will be my hardest addiction to overcome, but I think I can stop that too. I'm not looking for surgery at the moment, so I will battle on. And battle on he fucking does, man. And I'm just touched because I can see this story, because when you read the beginning, you know what I mean, it's through all the journey, do you know what I mean? He's had so much fucking, I mean, the story is just so up and down and compelling. You know what I mean? And he says here, I needed some help, so I decided to go to the doctor. I remember saying about 3 words before breaking down in tears, trying to explain my situation. After an hour or so of trying to explain, it was decided that I should go into a drug clinic called Turning Point. I know Turning Point, what a team they are. Turning Point dealt with the drug users every day, so I was hopeful that they would help me. I was nervous about it, so just like the doctors, they helped me come through this. There's physical pain that takes you to this. He tells you the journey. It's everybody just assumes, especially with heroin, right, that you're just some guy. Look, there's his wee family, look. That's the guy there, and that must be his wife Stephanie, the child there, look. Do you know what I mean? That's him there, a soldier, a man that served for his country. You know what I mean? And he thinks that some people are no buying the book because it says heroin to hero. But I don't understand why they wouldn't buy the book on that basis, especially if you're an addict. Now listen to me right now. Whether you're in the process of recovery, whether you're thinking about recovery, I urge you to buy this book. Not only will it help you, it will also help millions of homeless soldiers and people that Paul wants to reach out to with the sales of this book. This guy hasn't got the proper coverage, and he's very, very, very humble, and he doesn't really put himself out there. But I've never promoted something so much in my life and felt it from my heart. This book is a must read. If you have children with addiction, he doesn't only talk about his journey, he talks about what took him there, what helped, what didn't help, how it's not just a clean-cut process for everybody, right? So I think you can get it in Amazon. I'm almost sure it's available on Amazon. Let me double check. Don't go away. It will glitch and you'll think I'm away, but I'm not away. 2 wee seconds, right? On Amazon. I knew it was Amazon, but I just wanted to double check my wee link there. I got this copy from Paul, and it's also been signed by Paul as well for me, so that's why I had to go and check. I didn't get this. He sent it out to me and asked me to read it, and if I liked it, would I actually say, and he sent it to me also because he said I knew if I sent it to you that you would honestly tell me. And my honest answer, darling, apart from there needs to be more. There's so much more story in there. There's so much to be told about you. Get yourself out there, and everybody else, please share this live. And even if you think people don't like me, let them know that this isn't a sketch about DD comedy. This is about a survival story, about one of the drugs that's so much fucking, it's put against people. No, I mean, it's so put against people because it's heroin. I mean, you come back for cocaine and people, they generally forget and they generally move on. But when you used to be a heroin addict, there's so much stigma with it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? But it's like it's like a different species to some people. Heroin addict, it's like, well, you can never, well, once a junkie, always a junkie. I've heard it so many times. But he's no more a fucking junkie than I was. So that's the problem with the misconception of heroin. Also in this, it shows you it's not just poor breeding. It's not just bad times. It's not, it can just take a chance. It takes a moment, and before you know it, you're that person, that heroin addict. But he is a survivor, and he's also no come out of it trying to gain for himself. Now, I would have still took some money for the book, I'll no fucking lie to you. You know what I mean? I wouldn't work for nothing. That is the type of person I am. I would donate a good portion to charity, but I most certainly wouldn't put all of it. But this guy is pledged for this book and this copy. He is wanting to do an upgraded version, and I have said to him, that's all your hard work and your dedication and your story for people to ridicule and put out there. So when you do rework this book and add to it and make more to it, which he is doing, you should take something for that book. But this one right now that's on sale on Amazon, this fresh draft that he published himself and wrote himself, and you know what I mean, very much put all his heart and soul into it. He's taking no profit from this book. This book that you will buy from Amazon will go straight to the homeless, and he has proof of that on his page as well, of the donations he has already made for military sleeping bags for homeless people. So he is already putting that into the funds. He's not even holding on to the funds to get a big amount. When he gets so much, he goes and buys things and does things. So even not just for the story, even buy it for somebody. It'll be very good for mothers of addicts to give them hope, show them what it's like, to know that there's still a human in there, their child's still in there, that very much that this guy hurted as well, although the drug presented that he didn't care. There's so much pain and journey, and I urge you, don't take my word for it, go and buy that book. And I don't even care if some of you don't read it, because some of you's bloody will not, because I know you's, but buy it anyway. Do you know why? Because this guy's giving it all back to the homeless and the stages he went through in his life, and he's not a fraud, and he's not a clout chaser, and that's why his book's no bloody out where it should be, because he's been too humble. He sat and he's told me the people he's involved with, the people people want to make a screenplay out of this book. And internet fucking podcasts are not getting back to him. It's hilarious. There is famous guys that he's not even mentioned, that's up to him to mention, that's want to screenplay this in the background. There's a massively famous guy for a massively famous film that wants to go and have a cup of coffee with this boy, but he's too humble to shout about how inspirational and how amazing this bloody story is. Now, normally, a lot of people just ignore you, and I gave him a couple of tips and everything else when he's emailing anybody else, because I read all my emails and I respond to all my emails, and especially for my homegrown and people with drug addictions, and they offer me their book for free. Yes, I genuinely do take it. So that's why I've got this book, not because I already knew anything about what was behind it. I'd already accepted this book and accepted to write up in it and talk about it before he told me the bloody people he's already get interested in it. So, anybody, you heard it here first. This guy is going to be all over the place, inspiring thousands and doing wonderful things, and you, like me, can be one of the first helping fund that journey and help all the homeless people. So for once, let's not put a tenner to a drama llama on TikTok, or a fucking idiot that's shouting abuse or whatever else, or causing carnage. Let's put some money to a guy that took 14 years to write his book, and at the age of 41 got his life on track. He found happiness, and the real pictures are there, the story's there. It's Oriel. It's a real story, just a young boy, the age of 18, that went through so much, and he came out and he conquered the world. He conquered it, and he still continues in pain, because he's still got injuries that are in pain. This beautiful soul here that was in pain still soldiers on, still spreads his word, and that's probably why, I mean, he's a lovely boy, and I don't mean that, probably why I'm always bloody end up with soldiers, you know what I mean? Because I love their heart, I love their ambition, I love their drive, I love their organisation. Sometimes their PTSD can be a bit of a problem, but so can mine. We can juggle it together, you know what I mean? But I have a massive respect for soldiers, and whether they're fighting for the right cause or no, they always go out there within their hearts with their passion, and they're willing to risk their life for other people's safety. To be a heroin addict and then fight for your country, stand at Buckingham Palace. I've not got a big passion for wee Lizzie, but do you know what? It's a massive achievement, and it's a real story, and it's on Amazon, and he's not even making profits. He's giving it all back to the homeless, and he's helping charities with addictions and everything else. So please, 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 go and buy the book.